Club, biggest rivals, the Shelmaliers.
Into the ground here on a nice sunny afternoon here. There is a bit of a breeze blowing, but conditions not bad at all for this time of the year. First Sunday in December, and of course a big prize on offer here for the winners this afternoon. That semi-final date in 2 weeks' time at Croke Park. So a big carrot on offer here for both these teams. Naomh Mairtin going in very much as favourites. It is only their second ever match in the Leinster Senior Championship, but of course here a fortnight ago they did dispatch Rathvilly of Carlow with a bit to spare. For Shelmaliers, this is only their second ever appearance in Leinster. They won their maiden football title back in 2018, well beaten in Leinster by Dunboyne in the first round that particular year. So this is their second outing, and they come in off the back of a county final win back on the 14th of last month. But they are coming here as underdogs. We can bring you up to speed on the team news for Naomh Mairtin. Well, we can tell you that there is one personnel change from the last day. Brian McQuillan is currently away. He's not involved in today's panel, and that means that he misses out. And JP Rooney coming back into the team, and he'll be starting in his number 15 position. Val Leddy continuing in place of Jack Murphy, who got injured in the county final. So Naomh Mairtin will have Craig Lynch in goal. Then we have Mark Whelan, Tom Sullivan and Conor Healy. The half-back line, John Clutterbuck, Sean Healy and Conor Morgan. Wayne Campbell and Evan Whelan making up the centre field pairing. Jack Murphy not starting. Val Leddy wearing 17, one of the goal scorers the last day, you may remember. Owen Callaghan wears number 11, and Stephen Campbell then is on the left wing at the line out. And then we have Conor Whelan, the captain, and the county captain Sam Roy on the edge of the square, and at top of the left it is JP Rooney. For Shelmaliers, they are missing a couple of players that were listed to start in the programme. Dan Campbell not starting for them. Also in defence, Mark Power missing out, and in the forward line Kyle Roach is another player that isn't starting. So they've got Craig McCabe in goal. Craig McCabe, a soccer player as well, played for a few years recently with Wexford FC, but played out the field indeed for them. Andre O'Brien wearing 17 replacing Dan Campbell. James Cash lines out at full back. Then it's Graham Staples in the left corner. Then we have 23 Ross Banville coming in place of Mark Power. Brian Malone, the most experienced player on the Shelmaliers team, has played 176 times indeed for his county, so experience certainly not a problem for Brian Malone. Simon Donoghue then, who's recently cornerback on the county hurling team, so he wears 7 this afternoon for Shelmaliers. At centre field, Glenn Malone joining his brother Brian in the starting lineup. Aidan Cash, the other midfield man for the visitors. Then we have Sean Keane Carroll, Aaron Murphy and Jody Donoghue making up the half back line. Jody Donoghue, who had such an inspirational appearance as a sub the last day in the county final in Wexford. Then we have 22 even, Owen Nolan replacing Kyle Roach. Porrick O'Leary, who scored 6 points in the county semi-final, he lines out on the edge of the square. And then it's Conor Hearn who is lining out at top of the left. Cormac Riley from County Meath is today's referee. We've just crossed the 1 o'clock, so we are indeed ready to start more or less on schedule. Shelmaliers lining out, if you like, in the Piercy or the Kilkenny colours. That's their the usual colours, and Naomh Mairtin in their traditional blue and white colours. Well, we've become used of Naomh Mairtin starting games strongly and building up big leads by half time. That was the case the last day and in a lot of the games in the Louth Championship as well, so we'll have to see how this one pans out. And as I say, conditions, there is a little bit of a breeze blowing. I'm joined on co-commentary as per usual by former Naomh Mairtin forward Fran McCullough, just as Cormac Riley is ready to throw the ball in. Early thoughts, Fran?
Yeah, we're again blessed with a lovely day here for the 5th of December in Haggardstown. Great conditions. Naomh Mairtin, whatever elements they're probably playing into them in the first half, but a great lovely bright day here, and hopefully a next step on the journey for Naomh Mairtin to get to a semi-final on their maiden voyage in Leinster.
Absolutely, yes, and Naomh Mairtin are playing into that breeze like they did the last day as well, playing up towards the clubhouse side in this first half, so they're coming on the attack, and the man who's got his early hands on the ball is Conor Morgan. He has been brought to ground, and it's going to be a free here for the men from Monaster Boyce. So that semi-final date in a fortnight's time at Croke Park will be a huge occasion if it comes off, of course, for Naomh Mairtin in their maiden season in Leinster competition. Now here is Sean Healy, and a man in whose family have strong Wexford connections. His mother comes from the Ballymurrin Cross of Beg club. That ball played across just on the edge of the square. Samuel Roy just couldn't reach that one, and Shelmaliers have broken it up. And this one now, the Shelmaliers coming out of defence with it on their own 45-metre line, and the man that has been brought down is Brian Malone, so that's going to be a free out here for the Wexford champions. So referee Cormac Riley now straight away going in early on here to talk with his 2 umpires, and not sure what may have gone on there or what incident may have been, but he's going in now to, there's a bright sun as well here as well. That's another factor the players are going to have to take into account as well, that winter sunshine. Now Cormac Riley, he has had a word with his 2 umpires, and let's see now what the course of action will be, if there's any to be taken, or if he's just happy to let play continue here with this free from Simon Donoghue. So let's see now, in fact no action being taken. Donoghue now takes that free short and he goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, Craig McCabe. Back now in turn to Simon Donoghue, coming out of defence with it up along this line, and he's on a bit of a run here, giving chase to Samuel Roy, but it's still Simon Donoghue up over the 45-metre line, has a bit of support here now in the guise of Aaron Murphy running into a challenge. Naomh Mairtin trying desperately to get possession back, but Shelmaliers holding on to the ball well. It's with Graham Staples, plays it across now to his full-back, that's James Cash. Cash now working this ball over towards the far side. Sean Keane Carroll now picking this one up, but it is dropped now, and that's been dispossessed, and Owen Callan has won it back here for Naomh Mairtin, and now it's with Sean Healy up over the 65-metre line, up over halfway. JP Rooney getting his hands on it now. Here's Big Val Leddy coming forward with it now. Goal score, one of the goal scorers the last day. Back it goes now to JP Rooney. JP Rooney now has support coming from Conor Whelan. Conor Whelan now sprays it across towards the other side of the field, and now Naomh Mairtin coming forward with it with Owen Callahan up over the 65-metre line. Goes back with it towards Wayne Campbell. Wayne Campbell now spots a man in space, that man being Sean Healy. Up inside towards the 45-metre line. Up it goes now to Val Leddy. Val Leddy now trying to control it there was John Clutterbuck, but just lost his footing and he loses the ball as well. And the ball has been taken up off the ground. And an easy free given away, a cheap free given away by Shelmaliers. And this is an early opportunity of a jock score.
Yeah, looks like maybe Conor Whelan's going to take this. It's not an easy one by any means to start off with. It does favour the left footer. Conor's going to put it down and hit it off the ground, but we can see that Shelmaliers is going to bring a bit of intensity here today, even more so than Rathvilly did the last day already. They're going to run that ball. They've got a hurling background. Interesting. Craig could be a battle of the Craigs today. Craig McCabe in goals for Shelmaliers, and Craig Lynch for Naomh Mairtin as Conor Whelan goes up and strikes that one quite well.
That's an excellent strike, but unfortunately it's just a little bit short, and it's into the hands of the goalkeeper Craig McCabe. So we have Craig McCabe on one end of this field, Craig Lynch on the other, and Shelmaliers now, they're a big physical team, a lot of big men on this side. That ball, trying to control it there was Aidan Cash, but he loses possession and Naomh Mairtin have won it back. And now it's with Stephen Campbell, back now in turn to Sean Healy. Sean Healy now has support coming from Owen Callahan. Callahan now taking on his toe, looking for options, man calling for it on this near side, and he uses them. That's a good intelligent ball over towards Conor Healy. Conor Healy now, up it goes now to Val Leddy once more. Val Leddy now goes for the pass, picking out his midfielder Wayne Campbell. Campbell now plays it short to John Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck now trying to take on his man. Still Clutterbuck now, and he's wrestled to the ground, and he is. That's going to be another free in, and this is similar to position to Conor Healy. The chance that just fell a little bit short. And this occasion, is it going to be, I think it's going to be Samuel Roy, is it, that's going to take it on? I think it is going to be Samuel this occasion. So not an unidentical position from a few minutes ago with the effort from Conor Whelan. So let's see now if Samuel Roy can land this score. He's scored what so far in the championship, 5 goals and 42 points. I make it over the course of the Louth Championship, and the last day is 8 points he got against Rathvilly as well. So let's see now if Sam can point this one. He's taking it off the ground, just out to towards the right hand side here, the stand side at McGill Park. Good strike from, just slipped as he kicked it, but it's got the distance and it's over the crossbar. It's the opening score of the game, and it comes from the Naomh Mairtin captain. We've had to wait 5 minutes for the opening score, but it is the Naomh Mairtin point, and it's a free from Samuel Roy.
This is going to be real now from the restart from Shelmaliers. The goalkeeper, as I mentioned briefly there, Craig McCabe, he's a fantastic record of getting kickouts. He's only lost 2 kickouts in the whole Wexford Championship this year, so it's one that Naomh Mairtin's certainly going to go after. He opted to go short that time and got it away.
Well, Shelmaliers now coming forward. They haven't had a chance of their own as of yet. Here they come forward now, man running into a challenge. There was Aaron Murphy being surrounded by blue shorts, and good defending, and Val Leddy is in there giving a dig out, plays that ball down along the sideline. It has gone out of play. It's a Shelmaliers ball, and a few players getting to know each other down in front of us here as well. Cormac Riley now in to speak to his linesman, just trying to settle things down a little bit, but it is going to be a line ball to Shelmaliers. Shelmaliers, who won that county final against Gussaran O'Rahilly's, 2-11 to 110 was the score. Jody Donoghue starting today, came on as a sub, scoring a goal and 2 in that particular match in the second half. Cormac Riley now having words with the wing back here, Simon Donoghue. Simon Donoghue is Jody's brother, and let's see now what. I think that was one of the things when we heard
bit about Shelmaliers during the week. They won a great turnover there. It was good, intense tackling, and they do like to kind of get in the opposition's faces. So the linesman stepped in and had a bit of a word. So maybe that's what he was speaking to Simon Donoghue about.
So it's Donoghue now with this ball, takes it short in towards the centre. Back now it goes to the midfielder, Glenn Malone in possession. Glenn Malone now, that's it, brings it forward here. So Simon Donoghue now once again. Simon Donoghue plays it all the way back towards the centre, getting his hands in it there was Graham Staples. Now it's with the 23, that being Ross Banville, running into a challenge. The referee says that's an illegal challenge. It is going to be a free for Shelmaliers, taken quickly out towards this near side of the field. It's with Sean Keane Carroll now. Sean Keane Carroll now, he's moving forward into a dangerous position. Naomh Mairtin now just trying to close down the angles. That one is sent in, that's looking good, and that one drops over the crossbar, and it's Owen Nolan who has got the opening score of the game for Shelmaliers. And Owen Nolan finding a little bit of space there for himself and pops it over the crossbar. Well, early signs here. Shelmaliers look up for this one.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, we heard fairly vocal out on that pitch. We can hear from all angles, and it was a free given away there. JP Rooney just left a hand in. It was moved quick and well worked down the left hand side, and he cut in there. Owen Nolan onto the right foot, and it was a great score. It's shaping up to be quite an exciting game, I think, Colin.
Yeah, that's the way it's looking here at early doors anyway. Here's John Clutterbuck. We've seen in some of the matches the last day as well, it was a 10 start to the game, a bit of a war of attrition the opening quarter or so, but once Naomh Mairtin then got a foothold in the game, they managed to kick on. Now here's Samuel Roy trying to find his way past a couple of Shelmaliers players, but now they're closing him down. He needs a bit of support, a little bit isolated. Samuel Roy has to be careful now not to give away the free. There's 4 or 5 black and amber jerseys surrounding him, and they have won the free out, Shelmaliers, and Samuel Roy has given away the free, so a free out of defence here for Shelmaliers. Promising just there for a second. We just thought Sam might have had an opportunity of a goal, but just didn't quite work out there for him.
Didn't quite work out. It was John Clutterbuck turned his man inside out 2 or 3 times, played a lovely ball into Sam. He probably could have kicked a point just to keep the scoreboard ticking, but with Sam we have seen him so often back himself to take his man on, but just his handling maybe let him down, and Shelmaliers got bodies around again, got numbers around and won that turnover, and again great intensity there from Shelmaliers.
8 minutes gone here in the first half. The scoreboard reading: Naomh Mairtin, the Loud champions, a point. Shelmaliers of Wexford, a point. That early score 5 minutes in from Samuel Roy, cancelled out by Owen Nolan's effort at the other end, and now it is a free for Shelmaliers, and now player being called over. It's Wayne Campbell this time, so I think this could be the first, possibly the first card of the afternoon here. So it's Wayne Campbell being spoken to, and let's see if there's going to be a card here for Wayne Campbell, or what action the referee is going to take. So the game just really not yet settling down. It's a yellow card for Wayne Campbell, so that's an early yellow after 9 minutes of play, and now we are finally ready to get play back underway, and it's with our goalkeeper, the Shelmaliers goalkeeper, that is Craig McCabe, coming out now towards the 45-metre line. Plays that ball back, and Shelmaliers now just happy to take this one out of defence and hold on to possession. Goalkeeper well out from his goal, Craig McCabe. The support now coming from Ross Banville. Banville now plays it back, and no great rush here from Shelmaliers. So kind of inviting Naomh Mairtin onto them a little bit here. Here's Simon Donoghue back in turn to goalkeeper Craig McCabe. All very pedestrian here at the moment. Now here comes McCabe now, still well out from his goal, out towards the 45-metre line, and across it comes now to Brian Malone. Brian Malone under a bit of pressure. Challenge coming in from Samuel Roy. Here comes Shelmaliers now trying to force their way through the centre. Now they're getting something going for themselves out towards this near side. It's that man Ross Banville once again. Ross Banville now, inside it goes, challenge going in, nothing wrong with that to the referee, and a good turnover by Naomh Mairtin, and now Conor Healy, a chance for them to break. Samuel Roy now is a look up, taking on his toe. He's got support from Owen Callahan. Callahan now up over the 65-metre line, trying to get round his man. The Shelmaliers trying desperately not to give away the free, but that's exactly what they've done. Push and foul coming in on Owen Callahan. It's going to be a free, which Samuel Roy I think is going to take. It is going to be Samuel.
I think Colin was bringing it up for maybe something said to the referee again.
So this one now more advantageous inside the 45-metre line, and Samuel Roy 1 from 1 so far for the county captain. There's a chance to put his team back in front here. It's a low key start to this game. Really, certainly neither team really have hit the ground running. Let's say 11 minutes almost gone. A game that just has yet to spring to life, really.
They do let the team have it in the other half, and we've seen again a couple of excellent turnovers already from Conor Healy down this side, but that's been the template of Naomh Mairtin throughout the year. They're letting the players get so far up the field, and then they try and strip them and turn them over and catch them on the break.
So Mulroy now lining this one up, this one out on the left-hand side this time. Here he comes out. Off the ground and again just slips as he kicks that one. That one has gone off target from Sam Mulroy, and it's the first wide of the afternoon. It's an Naomh Mairtin wide, so it stays 1 point for the Jocks, a point for Shelmaliers with almost 11 and a half minutes gone in this opening half. Short kick out once again from Craig McCabe. Craig Lynch at the other end hasn't had very much to do so far, thankfully, but a lot of possession being enjoyed by Shelmaliers, but most of it really inside their own half of the field. Owen Callaghan now trying to get his tackle in, but Shelmaliers retaining possession. Ball now, just as I say that, it's intercepted brilliantly by Owen Callaghan, didn't give up on that one, and now he's picked out Sam Mulroy down that left hand side in towards the middle. Here's Conor Whelan trying to use his pace. Still Conor Whelan got a goal the last day. Can he get another one? That's in the back of the net from Whelan. Deadly accurate from Conor Whelan. He had the legs on his man. Brilliant turnover on the far side of the field from Callaghan. Sam Mulroy involved in towards Conor Whelan, and he beats the goalkeeper. All ends up Craig McCabe, and that's a big breakthrough in a vital stage of the game here for Conor Whelan. So accurate the last day here against Rathvilly. He's got another goal for himself. It's 1-1 to a point.
Yeah, and huge credit must go to Owen Callaghan down the left hand side there. A fantastic turnover, just what I was speaking about. Turned him over, gave it to Sam Mulroy, got it to Conor Whelan. By no means he there's an awful lot to do there. Stood his man up 1v1. You could see his man knew he was left-footed and decided to show him down the right-hand side, but he took it on and he put it in low under the goalkeeper. Fantastic finish from Conor Whelan.
And Naomh
exactly
Mairtin,
what needed.
Naomh Mairtin now trying to turn the screw a bit. That ball though just slipping past JP Rooney, and it goes back to the goalkeeper, Craig McCabe. So interesting now to see what this response will be from Shelmaliers, but that's the first real goal opportunity we've had in the game, and it's gone, and it's been taken by Conor Whelan. And now a great interception again by Owen Callaghan. He's causing a lot of trouble. He's gone to ground though, just slips at the vital second, and it's been taken away by Shelmaliers. They pick up that loose one far side of the field. Challenge going in by Owen Callaghan, and this could be a card here for Owen Callaghan. I think just left his hand in a little bit too high there, and Owen Callaghan desperate to get possession back for his team, just a little bit over exuberant of a challenge, and he's going to pay the price here, I think, with the second card of the afternoon for an Naomh Mairtin player. And it's a yellow card, so that is Owen Callaghan and Wayne Campbell now in the referee's notebook. But 1-1 to a point with almost 14 minutes gone in this opening half. Shelmaliers in possession now with their goalkeeper again, Craig McCabe. Right across this near side it comes to Ross Banville. Ross Banville in towards the middle. And Shelmaliers now anxious not to give away another turnover. They've got their free this time. Just inside the 65, inside their own 65-metre line. It's taken short. Glenn Malone now plays it up. Glenn Malone finding Graham Staples. Staples now up towards that far side of the field. It's like Conor Hare now trying to round to get past his man. Still has possession, but that's knocked away from him. The loose ball though still has been won again by Shelmaliers. Man in the overlap here over towards that far side, giving chase. Conor Morgan trying to cut down his man and trying to close him down, and great play by Conor Morgan in there second time, and he's got that one away, but the referee has already blown his whistle. Doesn't look to be a whole lot in that one, but Naomh Mairtin have given away the free over towards the far side, close enough to the Naomh Mairtin dugout. It's going to be a line ball or a free. I think it's going to be a free. I think too. It is a free indeed to Shelmaliers, so a chance for them now to perhaps pull a score back. Shooting in towards the second pitch end here, and they're going to go short this time. A ball played in towards the corner, trying to find a gap. That ball played in. This is danger here. Naomh Mairtin have to be careful not to give away a score here, but Craig Lynch has read that one well, and he's got that one out over towards the far side of the field. Conor Healy getting his hands on it up as far as John Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck, this is good to play out of defence now by Naomh Mairtin, moving it at pace in towards the centre. Wayne Campbell there playing that ball forward. It looked to be a challenge, and Wayne Canal, the referee, has blown his whistle, and it is going to be a free out for Naomh Mairtin. A bit of pushing and shoving, the Shelmaliers man not too quick to release the ball there, but it is going to be a free for Naomh Mairtin, and it is going to be who's going to come up to take it. I think it's actually Owen Callaghan that's going to come forward to take it.
It's a good atmosphere at the moment, Colin, isn't there? Both sets of supporters are really getting behind their players as we reach the first water break here, but it's kind of as we expected, you know. Shelmaliers wasn't going to lie down and let Naomh Mairtin dictate it, and gone in as hot favourites, you know. They had a game plan to work towards, and you know they're trying every trick in the book there at the moment to unsettle the Naomh Mairtin players, who I know myself have been preparing for this over the last couple of weeks. So yeah, fair play to Shelmaliers. Are coming out with good intensity at the moment. Really, it's just a goal between them. You can't say that Naomh Naomh Mairtin have been massively on top, but that bit of ruthlessness that we've seen throughout the championship has showed yet again with the goal, and that's the only difference at the minute.
And I mean, if the trend of previous matches continue, you know, they've done a lot of good work after the first water break, haven't they? They've hit teams with scores and have, you know, built up sizable leads by half time. That's what you would be hoping would be the case again here.
Absolutely, you would, yeah. And from Shelmaliers' point of view, there they got a free. I know it wasn't a gimme by any stretch of the imagination, but they elected to go short with it. And Naomh Mairtin love when teams do that. They bring it into the tackle and they strip them and they go. So Shelmaliers will need to stay in touch. They'll need to kick their points in the second quarter of the game to stay in touch with the Mairtins. From the Mairtins' perspective, they look to keep adding to that scoreboard. They've got the lead now, so you know they can play the game at their own pace. Especially, I know it's a lovely day here, but whatever conditions that they're playing into them. So they look to keep the score. If they can add another 2 or 3 points before the half-time whistle here, they'll be going in a half-time quite happy, you'd imagine, Colin.
Yeah, that breeze again, as we mentioned, Naomh Mairtin playing an inch in this first half, probably not as significant a breeze as the last day against Rathvilly, but it's still there and still is a factor. We're ready to resume. So just 3 scores so far. The early point from Sam Mulroy, the first score of the game 5 minutes in, followed then by Owen Nolan's equalising score, and then we had that goal from Conor Whelan. So it's going to be a free which Owen Callan is going to take on his own half back, on his own 45-metre line in fact. And so we have resumed with Naomh Mairtin leading by that goal. Back now to Craig Lynch it goes. Craig Lynch has only conceded 2 goals in the entire championship so far against the Joes in the Louth Championship, and last time out, the consolation, if you could even call it that, that Rathvilly got late on, but the game well over as a contest by the time that goal arrived. Likewise in that game against the Joes. And here comes Sean Healy now, soloing out of defence once more into a forward position just up over halfway. Showed a little bit too much of that to his man, and he's given possession away, and he's given the free away as well. Free to Shelmaliers. So just 1 score separating the teams. Shelmaliers not being overawed by this occasion. As you mentioned earlier, this is only their 2nd ever game in Leinster competition. When they played their maiden game back in 2018 away to Meath champions Dunboyne that year, they only scored a goal and 2 in the match at Park Talton. So that wasn't a happy memory certainly for them. So I suppose they're out to probably atone for that this afternoon with a better performance. Whether it'll be good enough to warrant or merit a result, we'll have to wait and see. But at the moment they're still in this game. And challenge going in there. Sam Mulroy is giving away the free. Little bit stop-start at the moment. Game that's just not very free-flowing, let's say, at the moment, Fra.
No, but again, that'll suit Shelmaliers. They're looking to break it up. They're looking to, you know, frustrate the Mairtins as such. So, you know, that's probably something they spoke about during the week, working on to frustrate them, stay in the game as long as possible, which a lot of teams who've played Naomh Mairtin haven't been able to do this year.
Yeah, I'm sure the videos and the DVDs have been studied, and the streams and whatever else, and Shelmaliers now have come here today with a game plan and tried to upset the odds and tried to upset their opponents. They have another free for themselves. Ball played right across. Running after this one is Glenn Malone. Picks it up on his toe eventually, heading up towards over halfway. Now it's with Sean Keane Carroll. Oh, that's not a good pass, and it's intercepted by Conor Whelan. Great play there by Conor Whelan. Is way back in his own half back line here at the moment, giving a dig out, giving a hand as well, making sure his team get their hands back on the ball. It's Owen Callan now who has it. Owen Callan now just outside his own 45-metre line. Here's Mark Whelan. Whelan now thought about going one way, now he goes the other in towards the centre. Support coming from John Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck trying to ride the challenge and coming in from behind. That's going to be a free from, well, it's a free from where John Clutterbuck stopped, and now he's picked out Sam Mulroy. Valdedi has made the run in the overlap, but Sam Mulroy has been smothered out of it. 3 players around him, and Sam Mulroy loses out and gives away the free. Shelmaliers now protesting that having words with the umpires now, just trying to probably spoil the game here a little bit and try to upset Naomh Mairtin a bit. But the Jocks not having any of it here. They've got a free for themselves as well. This is turning into a real war of attrition, isn't it, Fran?
Absolutely is, yeah. And, you know, in fairness to Naomh Mairtin, they're not rolling over. They're not. Sean Healy's putting in some massive hits here. He's taken one there. Likewise up the other end, Sam has gotten a couple of possessions and tried to run through the men, and in fairness to the Shelmaliers defenders, they're getting back and getting a hand in on Sam, whereas maybe Sam should just try and keep that scoreboard ticking at the minute. He had a yard, he's well fit to kick his points from play, and maybe he just needs to do that to get himself on the scoreboard from play and stop taking the contact, taking the hits from the Shelmaliers defenders, as Owen Callahan's on it again here with a free kick.
Yes, and Sean Healy picking up a knockout rising out of that, so it's a real Well, a real dogged game so far here, and it's going to be Owen Callan with the free. This is going to be a victory, I think, that Naomh Mairtin are really going to have to work hard for. They lead by a goal as things stand, but low scoring and not many scoring opportunities. Most of the play really has been in that middle third so far. And Shelmaliers have possession again, and two challenges going in around the Shelmaliers man. The man who has got a yellow card there moments ago, Graham Staples. He's the man that's been fouled. He's got the free and he's taken it now, and he's picked out Glenn Malone. Glenn Malone now moving forward with this one. Here's Ross Banville, tries to keep it in, gets a hand on it. She tries to get it back again, but Naomh Mairtin mopping it up there with Conor Healy, and now he's picked out Owen Callan. Sprays it over towards that far side of the field. That's a tremendous ball, picking out Sam Mulroy, who's moving forward now up over halfway. Sam Mulroy now, two players giving chase, but it's Mulroy now trying to cut his way inside. He's on the 65, up towards the 45 now. The ball goes. Here is Stephen Campbell. Stephen Campbell looking for options, goes for the long delivery in to try and pick out JP Rooney. JP Rooney scampering after this one, trying desperately to keep it in play, but ball wins in the end, just rolls out over just at the 20-metre flag, and that's out of play, and it's going to be a line ball for Shelmaliers. So we have played 20 minutes here at McGill Park in Hagerstown, just 3 scores so far in this game. They have Mairtin leading courtesy of that goal after 12 minutes of play from Conor Whelan, as their goalkeeper, Shelmaliers goalkeeper Craig McCabe, now coming out with this one. Sam Mulroy giving chase, but it's still McCabe running into a challenge. One of these days he's going to be caught out with that, but not on this occasion. And ball now played back again towards the keeper, Craig McCabe, out towards this near side with the left boot. And now Shelmaliers again working it out short from defence. They have it now with Simon Donoghue. Simon Donoghue up this left hand side. Donoghue now just holding it up, looking for support. Back into the own half of the field it goes. Here's Andre O'Brien in towards the centre. Still Shelmaliers have possession out towards this near side. It's with Aidan Cash. Cash now, plenty of players getting their hands on it, but they're not making very much progress up the field. It's Brian Malone now who has it. Brian Malone up as far now, the full back. It's James Cash. James Cash now trying to get round the challenge of Sam Mulroy, which he does, but might end up losing out, and that's exactly what does. Good play there by Tom Sullivan, read it superbly. He's intercepted it, and now a chance for Sam Mulroy. He's on his bike, he's inside the 45-metre line, goes for the pass to JP. JP has the post in his sights, and JP Rooney has sent it over the crossbar. JP Rooney with his team's second point and his team's third score of the afternoon. Again, a good turnover further out the field here, and as you say, that's what Naomh Mairtin, they're renowned for doing that. That's the opportunity that they like just to seize upon, isn't it, Fra?
Yeah, that's the pattern of the game that seems to be unfolding. Shelmaliers, they're able to get their kickouts away, they're able to be on the ball, pick the passes as they like until they get to a certain distance, and then you're hitting that Naomh Mairtin wall that so many teams have hit this year. And the tackling is brilliant, the tackling is fair, and the turnover, and then Sam can get away, and that time he assisted it to JP, and you know, when JP's facing goal, there's no better man to tap the point over, and that's exactly what he done there, to stretch the lead out to 4, Colin.
Yeah, so that blue wall, what we've talked about, and again doing its job, and now Naomh Mairtin with a chance perhaps here. Wayne Campbell sending on as far as JP Rooney. That's a good pass. Here's John Clutterbuck, tries to control it, and he had his arm dragged as he tried to control the ball. Clutterbuck wins the free, and the Shelmaliers player just getting in a little bit of a tangle with him, but it is going to be a free in, and it's going to be certainly within range here for Sam Mulroy to take this one on and extend his team's lead. 1-2 to a point. We have 22 and a half minutes gone in this opening half. So far so good here for the Louth champions. Louth team in Leinster have not won back-to-back games in Leinster since the Sean O'Mahony's did it back in 2016. Recent record hasn't been very good. Naomh Mairtin looking to change that. Here comes the opportunity, and there is a score from Sam Mulroy. Another excellent point from the captain, Sam Mulroy, with the free. That makes it now 1-3 for Naomh Mairtin. A point for Shelmaliers.
Yeah, that was again a sideline ball. The far side worked across in. JP Rooney got his hands on it, and he didn't even have to look. He knew John Clutterbuck automatically coming off the shoulder, and as we've seen him throughout the season, so hard to stop in those positions. All Shelmaliers could do was foul him, and of course Sam lethal from situations like that then.
Now, what can Shelmaliers, can they respond now? Struggling just to get back past that Naomh Mairtin defence. They're going to have to show a little bit more, I suppose, ambition going forward, try to find those gaps, which a lot of teams have struggled to do against Naomh Mairtin this season. Of course, here's Aaron Murphy now, and Aaron Murphy has been penalised. He's given it away. He's taken that one on.
Too many steps, I think.
Too many steps there from Cormac Riley blowing his whistle. That's going to be a free out for Naomh Mairtin. Ball now over on the far side. And Naomh Mairtin coming out of defence with it on their own 45-metre line. Player in possession there was Conor Morgan. Back it goes now. Looking for this one is Wayne Campbell. All the way back now as far as full back Tom Sullivan. Sullivan now finding Craig Lynch. And Craig Lynch now soloing forward and coming out from his goal with it. Has options and uses one of those, and that's Conor Healy out towards this right hand side, running into a half a challenge there from Owen Nolan. Now it's back with Sean Healy. Healy now picking out Stephen Campbell. Campbell now running out towards the centre. Campbell now. So the last 3 scores of the game have come Naomh Mairtin's way. The goal followed by 2 points. It has been scores at a premium, hard to come by so far. Over towards that far side, Owen Callahan even getting his hands on it once again. Now looking for it, and in a bit of space is Sean Healy. Sean Healy collects it. Up over halfway it goes. Down it goes now to Sam Roy, who calls the mark. Looking for it now is JP Rooney, out ahead of his man. Now JP, can he find the range with this one? Can he get an opportunity in towards the middle? 3 players trying to close them down. Back out it goes now to Wayne Campbell, who scored a couple of points here the last day. Inside it goes now. Back it goes now to Owen Callahan, selling the dummy, getting round his man. Takes it on his left foot. Owen Callahan, that one is sent in, but that one is off target. Not the easiest of kicks in any instance to try and take on, but it's gone left and wide. It stays 1 goal and 3 to a point.
Yeah, again, plenty of possession there for the Mairtins. It was a bit of a flip on the way the game was gone there, but they were patient, they worked it well. It was probably the right option for a shot from the wrong side for Owen Callahan, but he kicked it wide at the near post, and the referee has penalised Shelmaliers here for not going outside the D with the kick out the full 13 metres.
So this is going to be a hot ball now, so Shelmaliers have surrendered the kick out, so it's going to be a hot ball. We've seen that a few times this season, goalkeepers and players not kicking it outside the D, so it's going to be a hot ball. Cormac Riley, the referee, and into challenge here for the Jocks as Wayne Campbell. Cormac Riley telling everybody to get away from outside the D, so we can throw this one in. So let's see now what transpires out of this as we fast approach now the last 4 minutes or so of this first half. The first half that Naomh Mairtin will be reasonably happy with, and it's the Sean Keane Carroll who comes off with that ball, comes off better with it, and Shelmaliers have it right across their own goal. Dangerous play, the goalkeeper off his line as well, forcing themselves into a little bit of a hole there, but they've managed to get it out, get the danger away. Man who has it now, Sean Keane Carroll, down this near side. That's going to be a free for Shelmaliers. In towards the centre it comes now. So is there a kick in Shelmaliers here before half time? Sean Keane Carroll with it once more. In across it goes now as far as Brian Malone. Brian Malone now on the 65-metre line. Ball played forward. Man in possession now is Owen Nolan. So Shelmaliers coming forward with it now. Over towards that far side of the field, and again Naomh Mairtin trying to stand their men up here, trying to wrestle possession back. Owen Callahan leaving a foot in there, but the referee has blown his whistle. That's going to be a Shelmaliers free.
Owen Callahan might just be the one that'll have to be a little bit careful. I think did he pick up a booking already?
He has a booking, yeah, so, he has a yellow already.
He's after giving away 2 or 3 frees on top of that. It could be he just needs to just be a little bit careful.
Here's Glenn Malone now, who's found himself in a little bit of room. Valetti trying to close him down, but it's sent in, and this one has gone over the crossbar. That's an excellent score, and Glenn Malone, the midfielder, has got his team's only their second point, their second from play as well, and it's Glenn Malone who has got the point to make it 1 goal and 3 to 2 points. Almost 28 minutes gone in this first half, and it's Malone, the midfielder, who has supplied that point. So the gap has narrowed slightly. Craig Lynch now going the distance with that kick, but it's Shelmaliers who have picked that one up, and now they're coming forward with it. Man in possession here is Graham Staples, running into a challenge there from Sean Healy. They still retain it though. Here is Brian Malone out towards the left hand side here. That one is sent in. This is danger. Could be a chance on here. Goes across the face of goal and is slapped in, and it's a goal at the far post. And the man who has got it, it was palmed into the back of the net, and there's a Naomh Mairtin. There's a Naomh Mairtin or a Shelmaliers player, I'm not too sure who may have got the last touch, and now a bit of afters going on between one of the Shelmaliers players and Craig Lynch. There's a Shelmaliers player down, not too sure who may have got the final touch to the back of the net, but it was played across. On that occasion the Naomh Mairtin defence was stretched, and the man coming in the back post, we have to check to see who it was. It might have been Conor Hearn, but we're not 100% sure, but that was a little bit too easy there for
yeah, and it all came from Craig Lynch. He kind of all of a sudden forced the long kick out, and it never went near any of the Naomh Mairtin players, and it was won very easily in the middle by Shelmaliers. They had a man over from that moment, and coming in along the end line, Simon Donoghue, and looked like he might have to shoot from a tight angle, but he done what he done right. He fisted it across goal, and the man coming in just palmed it into the net. And then when Craig was running out to take the kick out, I think one of the Shelmaliers players may have got in his way, and there is a
you think it's a yellow
card.
It's a black card for Craig Lynch. So Craig Lynch, or is it a black? Yeah.
Well, he's running off anyway. Yeah.
It looks like a black. It's hard to make out the colour from here. Well, we'll see now if there's who's going to go into goal now for Naomh Mairtin. So this is something. This is something they're not. Not too sure. There is a replacement coming on here now. And
so Joe Gordon
is coming in.
But now a Naomh Mairtin player will also have to go off, you'd feel.
We'll just have to see now who's going to make their way off the field. So this was a situation that's happened that Naomh Mairtin would not have been planning for. Certainly Fergal Reel, the man that's gone off. It looks like Val Leddy, I think, is gone off, is it?
Looks like Val stepped out, along with Craig, obviously, and then Joe Gordon comes in for his championship debut, Colin.
So there you are, Joe Gordon. 2 minutes ago, Joe wouldn't have been expecting to be in this situation, but we've certainly interesting times now. How will Naomh Mairtin respond, giving away the goal and now losing Craig Lynch as well? Here they come now trying to come on the attack. It's with Stephen Campbell. Stephen Campbell is down on the ground, wrestled to the ground, pushing the ground. That's going to be a free. The Naomh Mairtin crowd, not happy with that. And a bit of spoiling tactics going on a bit as well. You'd have to say.
It looked like if Stephen Campbell, when he was caught with a late tackle and went down, and then the referee didn't initially give the free, and that's was kind of frustrated the Shelmaliers supporters there. But it looked like a free from the initial contact that wasn't given. But yeah, all of a sudden it was a 5-point game about 3 minutes ago, and it's closed into a 1-point game now, Colin, with the advantage for Shelmaliers of a man as well. So the Naomh Mairtin really just need to settle it down here, get into half time with just 30 minutes played, whatever they're going to play in stoppage time. They will be without down to 14 obviously for the first 5 or 6 minutes probably of the second half as well. So looks like he's given a hot ball as well here.
Yeah, I think he's shown a card as well, another yellow card. I presume that was to a Shelmaliers player. So here we go now, and that hot ball results in Naomh Mairtin getting possession. Looks like Sean Healy is one. It is Sean Healy. The referee now bringing the ball forward. Cormac Riley having a busy first half so far. Ball spread over towards the far side. JP Rooney reacting quickness to that one, and he's been picked off the ground by JP, and he's given it back. He's given possession back to Shelmaliers. Well, Shelmaliers will be taking great heart now by the events of the last few minutes. They'll be looking now with the extra man to try and kick on before half time. The half time whistle probably coming maybe at the wrong time for them, but they've got the goal, the real lifeline that they were looking for, getting that goal. And of course then with the man up now as well, heading towards half time. The ball, trying to intercept it there was Wayne Campbell. Didn't quite work out from the ball over towards the far side of the field. The mark has been called. Not too well. We'll assume it was a mark. In the end, Glenn Malone is the man who has put his hand up, and he's going to take this one on. Glenn Malone already with 1 point to his credit in this game. Sends that one in, and comes back in off the post and then over the crossbar, and Glenn Malone with the point. Glenn Malone has got the score for Shelmaliers, and that now makes it a draw game here in Haggardstown. 1 goal and 3 apiece. We played 22 minutes in this first half, and there is the half-time whistle from the referee. A very eventful finish to the half with Craig Lynch getting that black card. The goal coming after 28 and a half minutes for Shelmaliers earlier. Well, Naomh Mairtin building up that 1-3 to 1 point lead. They look to be in a strong position, but how quick a game can change with the goal and then the events which followed it, meaning that Naomh Mairtin will be turning around, starting the second half with 14 men, and the last 2 scores of the half coming for Shelmaliers. We'll check exactly who scored that goal for Shelmaliers, coming in at the far post and knocking into the open net. Glenn Malone, though, we can certainly say was the man who got the last score of the half, but very eventful here. Bit of a battle for 1-3 apiece.
Absolutely, yeah, and a great game for the neutral, I suppose, because as we said, Shelmaliers, they weren't going to lie down. Martins went into a 1-3 to a point lead, and it looked like they were, everything was going to plan. And as I said, they worked a point down the left-hand side here, and from that moment, things seemed to go a bit askew for the Martins. Craig Lynch rushing a kick out, forced to go long, that was turned over, and in turn they get a goal out of it. And then obviously whatever happened, the sun here is blind and we can't really see who scored the goal. Then we couldn't see what happened with the restart. But one thing for sure is the Martins are down to 14, and Shelmaliers has kicked the goal and 2 points without reply. So yeah, it's really anybody's game at the minute. Conditions wouldn't be strong favouring either team, slightly with the Mairtins, but been down to 14 men. Again, it was hard to see. Was it some people beside us here was questioning, was it a red, was it black? We'll have to just clarify that. It looked like a black card. Yeah, it's really all to play for here, Colin, in the second half.
Absolutely, Fra. So that's a situation we probably weren't expecting a little bit earlier on. When Naomh Mairtin got the goal, we thought thereafter they might go on and dominate, but it hasn't quite worked out that way. And credit to Shelmaliers, they've stuck to their guns and stuck to their task well, and they've worked themselves back into it with the goal shortly before half-time, and that point from Glenn Malone. So really all to play for here in the second half at a sunny McGill Park in Haggardstown. The half-time score, it's Naomh Mairtin, 1 goal and 3 points. Shelmaliers, the Wexford champions, 1 goal and 3 points. In the dressing room, so Fergal Reel, I'm sure, was reading the riot act probably at half time, Fra.
Yeah, I'd say he was, and he would have been happy for 25 minutes, I'd say, of that first half. It was just the couple of moments of madness, couple of bit of hazy decision making, I suppose, by Naomh Mairtin, but it may prove that Shelmaliers didn't want the half-time whistle to come, just the way things was going. It gave Fergal Reel a chance to get them in, settle them down, and try and go again, try and regroup. You'd fancy the Mairtins still as being favourites here to, this could be just a purple patch for Shelmaliers and the experience they have. The one thing I would say, hasn't been as close a game. They've been involved in all year, so it's going to be interesting to see how they react. And both sets of supporters massively up for it here, so we're in for a great second half, I think.
Yeah, should be a great second half. Remember, Craig Lynch shown that a black card before half time, so Joe Gordon continuing between the posts as we get set now for Cormac Riley to throw this ball in. Doesn't seem to be any personnel changes here at half time, so Naomh Mairtin continuing with 14 men, and eventually Cormac Riley will throw this ball in, and here we are, where we go for the start of the second half. 1-3 apiece then, that ball dropping into the path of Owen Callahan. Owen Callahan again so influential in this Naomh Mairtin team. Now can Naomh Mairtin push on after the half-time break and get a foothold back in this game and try to dominate it once more, because having established that lead for themselves, the goal and a couple of points they got after it midway through that first half, well, didn't quite work out according to plan thereafter, and Shelmaliers drawing themselves back on level terms. So let's see now on the far side as Owen Callan plays that one back once again. Here's Conor Morgan. Conor Morgan now soloing forward up over towards halfway. Still Conor Morgan. Shelmaliers now just getting men behind the ball a little bit here at the moment. Here's Stephen Campbell. Campbell now plays that one down along the ground, and that's been intercepted, and Shelmaliers have turned it over. They've got possession now, moving forward with it now down this near side of the field. Challenge going in there from John Clutterbuck. Still Shelmaliers retaining possession. They have it now with their midfielder Glenn Malone. Glenn Malone now, player getting his hands on his Ross Banville. Banville now in towards the centre. Coming forward now Sean Keane Carroll. Back it goes now. Well, they're just determined, and yes, he's been they've given away the free. Shelmaliers there dilly-dallying a bit, and they've given it away, and now Naomh Mairtin have a chance to break at the other end down towards the corner. Conor Whelan has called the mark. Good play by Whelan, and he's got the mark. A chance here for Conor Whelan to restore his team's lead, and he's anxious to get on with it here. Conor Whelan, here he comes now, left-footed. Oh, and he pulls it off, and it's gone short. It was off target anyway from Conor Whelan. He'd be a little bit disappointed with that effort. So it stays 1 goal and 3 apiece. Good chance there, gone a begging for Naomh Mairtin. That would have been a huge psychological lift there to get that score. Ball has gone out of play, and Shelmaliers now have run it out of play, and it's going to be a line ball far side of the field to Naomh Mairtin. Stephen Campbell takes it. Here's Sam Mulroy now. Mulroy now going to take it on himself. Left-footed, floats it in. This one is just dropping short again, and the goalkeeper makes a confident catch. Craig McCabe out towards the 45-metre line it comes, but Shelmaliers now coming forward with it. Here's Sean Keane Carroll. Back in towards the middle, Glenn Malone now getting his hands on it. Out towards Malone now once again. Glenn Malone now over halfway. Glenn Malone now, big physical presence, Glenn Malone. And he's got support now coming from his brother Brian. Brian now offloads it. He's got support now on this near side. Here is Graham Staples. Staples now picking out another of his players. This time it's Jody Donoghue. Jody Donoghue down this right-hand side. Ball played in. Nice bit of play, nice bit of hands here from Shelmaliers players. They're walking it closer to the Naomh Mairtin goal. Down towards this corner. Flicked back inside again. Naomh Mairtin just trying to break up this move. But it's still Shelmaliers have it. Played it right across the face of goal. That's a good looking ball. Could be a goal chance. And it's in the back of the net. Shelmaliers have got another goal for themselves. Shelmaliers played across, and the Naomh Mairtin defence caught standing, and a free man coming in and had the easiest of tasks.
I think, coming in at the back post.
Ross Banville was the man who has got the goal. Ross Banville, and this is serious now for Naomh Mairtin. Ross Banville, the man who has got the goal. The ball now at the other end of the field, and this now really putting it up to Naomh Mairtin. Banville is the man who has got the goal, making it now 2 goals and 3 to 1 goal and 3, and Naomh Mairtin finding themselves in arrears for the first time in this game. Ball now on this near side. Shelmaliers now playing with a lot of confidence, and obviously feel that this game is there for the taking, coming here very much the underdogs, serious underdogs in fact, but they're certainly taking the game here to Naomh Mairtin, and this is the biggest battle the Jocks have faced all season, and now a huge test of character for the remainder of this game. And here comes Glenn Malone now once again, but Ross Banville, the man who scored that second goal, and it was all too easy again with that second goal, and they're coming forward now once more. They feel that this game is theirs for the taking, and they're looking for more scores. They're running into a scoring position. Naomh Mairtin struggling to break this one down and trying to cut down the angles here. That one is sent in, and that one is gone on this occasion off target, right and wide. First wide of the afternoon, but Shelmaliers have come out with all guns blazing here, taking the game to Naomh Mairtin, and it's slightly concerning the way this game is developing now, Fra.
Yeah, it is, and Shelmaliers worked it down the right hand side there. They come in along the end line. They were holding possession. It looked like there was really nothing on, and all of a sudden Banville found himself free at the back post, and you'd wonder, are they missing Craig Lynch's, communications there for things like that? He would have been alive to that situation, and then get another kick out. We've lost, and Naomh Mairtin have lost here, so really up against it at the moment. Yeah,
Sean Keane Carroll now has possession. It's all Shelmaliers at the moment. Coming forward now, it's Simon Donoghue. Simon Donoghue now has a man running for it. That was Glenn Malone, the big midfielder, trying to ride the challenge. Does well, gets it back again. And Naomh Mairtin pinned back now in their own defence, very much so. That ball sent in again. This could be another goal opportunity on, and this one is sent in, and that one is gone over the crossbar from a difficult angle. Another score for Shelmaliers, and the man who has got it, it's Aaron Murphy who has got the score. Aaron Murphy now has got the point for Shelmaliers, and you'll have to say no more than they deserve at this stage of the second half, because they have been the better since half time. 2 goals and 4 now to 1 goal and 3, with just over 5 minutes gone in this second half. And Naomh Mairtin, well, they stayed in the dressing room a long time at half time, but whatever the team talk so far, it's not having the desired effect. Now there's an injury. It's Samuel Roy, I think, looks to be the man.
Yeah, looks like Sam's down. Whatever happened there, not too sure. Maybe trying to, hopefully from Naomh Mairtin's perspective, he's maybe just trying to ride the storm here and drain the clock down a bit of gamesmanship, but it'd be the last man you'd want to see down injured from a Naomh Mairtin perspective at the moment. They need to get their hands on the ball and try and run at this team, especially down to 14. And in fairness to Shelmaliers, they're the one that's has taken advantage of the spare man at the moment. So it's testing times here. The first time the Naomh Mairtin men have been tested all year. So hopefully, from a Naomh Mairtin perspective, they can ride this storm and get back to the 15. Get Craig Lynch, get Valletti back on the field, and because, as you know, time fairly ticks by. We've 6 minutes gone already in the second half, 4-point deficit, so we could be in for quite a 25-minute spell.
Yes, a very unfamiliar situation here. Naomh Mairtin finding themselves in. Ball is
free kick.
Is a free actually, so it's going to be taken by Conor Healy. Conor Healy now didn't get much distance in that one, but Owen Callahan read it quite well and picks up that loose one. Now Naomh Mairtin need to get their hands back on the ball here, because it really has been all Shelmaliers in the opening 6 or 7 minutes, and now that one has been turned over, and Shelmaliers now are coming on the break. They have it now through Jody Donoghue, running into a challenge from Sean Healy. Referee taking a good look at it, didn't see a foul there. Now he's allowed to play to continue, and Naomh Mairtin have come away with it. So let's see what they can do down this near side of the field. Man who sends it on there was Evan Whelan. Evan Whelan, not the best of balls, though, tried to pick out one of his men, but didn't quite work out in the end. And it's given possession back to Shelmaliers. Ball now down this near side of the field. Man in possession is Pádraig O'Leary into the path here of Simon Donoghue. Donoghue now, there's a man running forward for him. That's Conor Ahern. Conor Ahern now line another opportunity of a goal, but the angle is a difficult angle. He's been forced further out towards the corner more. Back it goes in once more, and now another opportunity going at begging. This one is sent in, and this one has tailed off to the left and wide. It was Conor Hearn, I think, with the chance. It's gone left and wide, but really alarm bells in there in the Naomh Mairtin defence. This is not a situation that we've become accustomed to, fra the amount of space and the chances that teams that the likes of Shelmaliers now here are getting against this Naomh Mairtin defence.
No, and it looks like they're coming back to 15 v 15 here. But yeah, Naomh Mairtin seems to be the team that's running into the trouble they're getting so far in the second half, getting to the halfway line, and wrong decisions at the moment. And their head looks in a bit of a daze at the minute. From 1 to 15, you can't really pinpoint any in particular man. As a team, Naomh Mairtin seem to be really in a stickler. So Craig Lynch is back, Val Letty's back to 15 v 15. And you feel they need to make inroads before this water break to really get it back to a point or two before the water break, as I say.
Okay, so Val Letty is back in, as is Craig Lynch. So it's 15 now against 15 again. Can Naomh Mairtin, can they come back from this situation? They trail by 2 goals and 4 to 1 goal and 3. Craig Lynch picking out over that far side. Here's Tom Sullivan now from that kick out. Getting his hands on it now is John Clutterbuck. Back to Sullivan once more. Now, back there was Conor Healy. Conor Healy, no, not pure pass from Conor Healy, giving it straight back to a Shelmaliers player. A gift of a pass, really. Shelmaliers now breaking forward. Could be another scoring opportunity going at begging. Back out it comes now. They seem to have men all over the place. Here's the midfielder again, Glenn Malone. And Glenn Malone has struck it beautifully and put it over the crossbar. Another score for Shelmaliers. And that was Glenn Malone who has got his team's latest score. And that now makes it 2 goals and 5 to 1 goal and 3. But that result, that was just a basic pass out of defence that went astray.
Yeah, and Glenn Malone's third point, 2 from play and a mark, and he's really having the influence in the game. He's playing fantastic at the minute. But from Conor Healy's given 2 balls away there in the last couple of minutes coming out. He was lucky to get away with the first one and wasn't so lucky that time to get away with it. And here come Shelmaliers again.
Here they come now, their tails really up. It's Aaron Murphy. This game not turning out as I think most people would have expected. It's Aaron Murphy now running through the Naomh Mairtin defence. He goes for the score, Aaron Murphy, and somehow he's pulled it right and wide with the left boot. When it looked perhaps easier to score, he was right through the middle. But the gaps that are appearing here, Fra, very, very worrying.
Yeah, very alarming at the moment. Very worrying phase of play. Can't get it out at the moment. They need a go-to kick out. They need to work it into the second half and get some kind of score to try and press Shelmaliers at the other end. But it's Shelmaliers that's doing all the pressing and all the working at the moment.
Well, earlier on we were talking about Naomh Mairtin perhaps making that appearance at Croke Park, and I tell you, GA headquarters looks a far distance away now for the Louth champions at this moment in time, but they can still rescue it. Here Wayne Campbell is 1 of 3. Down this near side it comes. Challenge going in there on Stephen Campbell. He's been brought down by the midfielder Aidan Cash. That's certainly going to be a free, but Naomh Mairtin need to try and get this ball forward, get it in those scoring positions, but they have been pegged back since half time in their own half, but now a chance for them perhaps to get something going for themselves and get a score on the board. But the man who has won the free is Stephen Campbell. The scoreboard reading: Shelmaliers 2 goals and 5 points, Naomh Mairtin 1-3. We have almost 11 minutes gone in the second half. As things stand, it's Shelmaliers on their way to a first ever Leinster Club Championship victory, and Naomh Mairtin heading for a Leinster exit. So let's see now if Samuel Roy, it's a good distance out, and he's going to go short with it. Just bouncing a little bit awkwardly there for Stephen Campbell, but he regains his composure. Now he's trying to work his way inside, back to Samuel Roy now once more. Samuel Roy now playing it back towards the middle, looking for the return pass. John Clutterbuck, that didn't quite work out, but Owen Callahan is there to mop it up, looking for options. Shelmaliers now with bodies to defend, back and to defend against this one. Up goes towards JP Rooney, and in there bravely was Wayne Campbell. Wayne Campbell now coming forward with it down towards the corner. He got a couple of scores the last day. That one's falling short. It bounces off the goalkeeper, but confidently he comes away with it, and well, confidently for a moment. And now has he been brought in? Samuel Roy has certainly been fouled.
Is that a black card for the goalkeeper now?
Yeah, well, that was certainly that's perhaps if Craig Lynch's one was a black card offence, that could be something similar. We'll see now if the other Craig is about to see a card out of that. The challenge going in on Samuel Roy. Let's see what the colour, and it is
black.
It is a black card, so he's also almost well, it's leveled it up in terms of the goalkeepers getting black cards. He's off the field, the goalkeeper Craig McCabe, and their sub-keeper looks like Aidan Foley. We'll see now if he's the man that's going to be brought in. So
yeah, it looks like it is. And number 22, the goal scorer, the first goal scorer for them, Owen Nolan, seems to be the one going off as well.
So interesting
I did say, Colin, it might be the battle of the Craigs and goals. I didn't expect it to be in this way, though, Colin.
That's the way it's looking now. And the big question is, can Naomh Mairtin take advantage of this situation now and get themselves back into it? They trailed by 2-5 to a goal and 3. Haven't really come out since half time. Naomh Mairtin pinned back, and that change just being completed now. I'm waiting for the goalkeeper to see where he is. Has he actually come on yet? We're waiting for that just change to be, and yeah, the goalkeeper, the sub goalkeeper, I think is ready to come in, and here he is now. Yeah, he's got his peaky cap on him as well. So, and again, like Joe Gordon, I don't think Aidan Foley would have been expecting to see action in these sort of situations, in these circumstances, but now he's going to have to stand in goals and defend this Sam Mulroy free. So this to bring it back a little bit closer, bring it back to what, a 4-point game. So it is Mulroy lining this one up just outside, inside the 20-metre line. Strokes it well, strokes it over the crossbar. The Jocks up and running for the second half here. It's taken them all of almost 14 minutes to get their first score of the second half. It's 2-5 to 1 goal and 4. So Naomh Mairtin close it to a 4-point game, but Shelmaliers still in front here and still looking well capable of going on and winning this one. But JP Rooney is bundled out over the line. There was a push on JP Rooney. Shelmaliers just trying to spoil it a little bit, hold play up. Now there's a player, now the Naomh Mairtin player down, has picked up a knock as well, and likewise Conor Morgan just doesn't look to be, he looks to be in a little bit of discomfort. Man down is Conor Whelan, and
Stephen Campbell seems to be the one down at the moment.
It's actually Stephen Campbell. Stephen Campbell, he's up on his feet now, but it is a free for Naomh Mairtin, and also Conor Morgan now. Hopefully he's going to be able to continue as well, but it is Sam Mulroy with the free. This one now, well, he's going to take this one off the ground. It's just outside the 45-metre line. He's shooting into the sun as well. That's another thing he has to contend with, that sharp winter sun. So it is.
We have seen him hit these all year. The distance isn't usually a problem. It's just, he needs to start this one well out to the right-hand side, and the ball will feed in automatically. Get Wayne Campbell, get the big men in around in case it does drop short.
Good strike from Sam Mulroy. This one is dropping in. Oh, that's a beautiful point from Mulroy. Stepping up to the mark. Wonderful free from Sam Mulroy. And it puts one score between the teams, 2-5 to 1-5. A quarter of an hour almost gone exactly in this second half. The last two scores now coming from Sam Mulroy. The referee has called the water break. Good psychological boost getting those two scores. Only a score between them here. Still very much in the game, Fra, but certainly the early stages of the second half very worrying. Shelmaliers taking the game to their opponents, getting the scores, but Naomh Mairtin, you'd be just hoping there's still enough time for them to turn this situation around.
I don't think they'll panic. There definitely is still enough time. Shelmaliers, well, it's been about 2 minutes since the black card for the goalkeeper. So the new goalkeeper coming in, Aidan Foley, the pressure is really going to be on him for all these kickouts, and Naomh Mairtin's going to go on that high press, try and win it. The thing that has been very impressive from Shelmaliers' perspective is, even though with 15 or with 14 it shouldn't matter, they've been very good at running the ball. They've not kicking it away. They're going through the hands the whole time. So if they can get enough hands on the ball, they'll feel that they can keep enough possession to see off Naomh Mairtin. But look, this is where, championship football, this is a test in 15 minutes. These are where Fergal Reel comes really up to the fore for Naomh Mairtin. Gives them that bit of composure, that bit of belief, really, I suppose, at the minute, because they haven't been in this situation really in a couple of years. So this is really going to be testing times for Naomh Mairtin, and it stays like this where your leaders step up to the fore, and what a free that was from Sam at the death there to put one score between the teams. But yeah, all to play for here again last 15 minutes, and from our own perspective in Aloud and Naomh Mairtin, hopefully they can kick on and get the next couple of scores and squeeze it out.
Yeah, the next few minutes now are going to be absolutely crucial. You feel if Naomh Mairtin can close it a bit further, they might be in a position to go on and win it, but Shelmaliers still very much in this one and still with that lead for themselves, and they too will be confident. Naomh Mairtin will be going back.
Campbell seems to be have come back out after the black card. Jack Murphy's in there at number 10. Jack Murphy seems to be in for Stephen Campbell.
So Jack Murphy is on. That's a change for Naomh Mairtin. Jack Murphy did pick up an injury in the county final, didn't figure the last day. Here comes the kick out now from the replacement goalkeeper Aidan Foley. Catch by Shelmaliers. This near side, it's Sean Keane Carroll, and plays it over towards the far side. A little bit of a chancy pass, but it works out okay in the end. Brian Malone now getting his hands on it. Shelmaliers now in towards the middle it comes. Aaron Murphy letting that ball race by. Now it's with Sean Keane Carroll again, sending that ball forward. Man on the overlap on this near side, and that's Andre O'Brien, but it's skipped past just a little bit too far ahead of Andre O'Brien. It's a line ball for Naomh Mairtin. And here is Conor Healy. Conor Healy now across to Tom Sullivan. Sullivan now fisting it across his own 45 metre line. And now Naomh Mairtin building from the back. It's Evan Whelan who has it. Evan Whelan now up over halfway it goes. Here's Val Leddy now. Val Leddy now looking for options, looking to pick out the pass. Picking out Owen Callan. Callan now in the inside of the left boot finds John Clutterbuck. He's up over halfway. John Clutterbuck now fisting it down the middle. Showing for this one is Sam Mulroy. Being surrounded again by players, and he's won the free. He goes to ground, Sam Mulroy. This is better from Naomh Mairtin. Walking it into the danger zone, and Sam Mulroy forcing the error from the defender, wins the free as well. This could be 3 in a row here for Sam Mulroy. It's right in the centre as well. It's 37, 38 metres or so out from the post. Dead straight in front of the goal. He's going to take this one from his hands. His team trailing by 3 points, by a goal. 2-5 to 1-5. 16 and a half minutes gone in the second half. Right footed from Sam Mulroy. Deadly accurate from Sam Mulroy. The captain delivering again. It's 2 goals and 5 now to 1 goal and 6. The gap is down to 2 points. 17 minutes gone in this second half. And
the Jocks leaders coming to the fore there with that last move. Owen Callaghan to John Clutterbuck. John Clutterbuck through the middle, fisting it over into Sam Mulroy, who wins the free and converts. So the county men are starting to step up for Naomh Mairtin here.
A real battle royale developing here. McGill Parkin from the kick out, and it's John Clutterbuck sending it on into space. Here is Sean Healy. Sean Healy now goes for the score. Has he got the score? Sean Healy, yeah. I think there was a push on Sean Healy. That's going to be a free in, and it's on the 13 metre line. And the referee coming over. That's a close range free, and this certainly food and drink for Sam Mulroy. You would expect him to stroke this one over the crossbar.
For a minute there, just to look like a goal might be on the cards column. It opened up. John Clutterbuck again comes through the middle, wins the ball. Sean Healy coming off the shoulder. You felt there was another man coming off the shoulder. It would have been a goal chance, but instead Sam can kick this to put the minimum between them.
So it is Mulroy with the opportunity, looking for his 4th point in a row. Here he comes now, taking no chances, and it is over the crossbar from Mulroy. Another free, 13 metres out this time. It makes it 2 goals and 5 for Shelmaliers. That's 11. It's 1 goal and 7 for the Jocks. That's 10 points. We have 18 minutes gone in the second half. And now players beginning to step up to the plate here for Naomh Mairtin. They needed to. They know they need to do that because this game was slipping away from them. And linesman with his flag raised over on the far side, so this is going to result now in there's a change coming in the Shelmaliers team. In fact, we'll see now who's going off in a second, but it is a change, and we'll see who is coming on for them. The number 3 is going off. James Cash, is he? I think it's Cash. Yeah, James Cash is coming off. Well, he's not. In fact, I thought he was. No, and actually it looks as if there's another change coming. I think there's a double change possibly. We'll check those in a moment, but meanwhile play resumes. So Shelmaliers now, their lead has been cut to a solid 3 points. Now they're coming on the attack. Naomh Mairtin have to try and break this one up psychologically to get the levelling score. The referee blows. There's a challenge coming in from behind over the top. It's going to be a free for Shelmaliers. They're holding on now for dear life with this 1 point lead. The ball is played back towards the centre. Shelmaliers though, not quite a beaten docket just yet, Fra.
Not just yet, Colin, no.
No, here's Brian Malone. In towards the centre now it comes. Here's Jody Donoghue. Jody Donoghue getting his hands on it just for a moment, looking for the return pass. Now it goes to Simon Donoghue. Simon Donoghue playing it across towards this near side. Man gaining possession is Sean Keane Carroll. He in turn now plays it across. It's more lateral passing here at the moment. Naomh Mairtin now just looking for that moment to try and get their hands back in it and go on that classic counter-attack that we know they're so good at. But they've certainly shown a bit of character. They've had to come back into this game. Challenge coming in there. Conor Morgan in from behind it. It's been swept up off the ground, I think. Yeah, and it's going to be a free for Shelmaliers just inside the Naomh Mairtin half of the field. Coming over to take this one now is Graham Staples. And a change coming. I think there's a change coming shortly on the Naomh Mairtin team. Yeah, we'll just see in a moment that change about to be made in a second, but play continues. In the meantime, here's Brian Malone again. Brian Malone now looking for the return pass, and he gets it as well. He's trying to skip around the challenge of Jack Murphy, the Naomh Mairtin substitute. Back it goes now to Malone now once again. Malone now again trying to skip past Jack Murphy, who's anxious to make the tackle but not concede the foul. Referee has blown his whistle. It's a line ball for Shelmaliers. The change coming now.
And what a story this is, Colin. Gavin Mooney coming on, who hasn't played 1 minute of senior championship this year. Got married just there last week, and now he's coming on with 10 minutes to go. As we know, he is a midfielder. Hasn't been Wayne's day, maybe. He hasn't had as much influence as he had in previous games. So what a man to be able to bring in, Gavin Mooney. He's played senior football with the Mairtins the last 10-12 years, so he's a great addition to try and see out the game. A fantastic pair of hands and a very physical player. So you know, it's great strength and depth that the Mairtins can show here. Shelmaliers, from their perspective, they won that last kick out. They took the sting out of the game, which is something they really needed to do. They kept possession. They have a line ball here now, so it's been decent game management from Shelmaliers, you'll have to say as well.
Yeah, so 2 goals and 5 to 1 goal and 7. Gavin Mooney into the action here for Naomh Mairtin. 21.5 minutes gone here in McGill Park in Hagerstown. If we were to have a draw, we would have extra time here. This tie has to be decided on the day. There's no replays or anything like that. They have to be decided. And of course, the dreaded penalty shootout is might be a possibility as well. But that's for later on if it works out that way. For the moment, though, Shelmaliers is still with that 1 point lead. They've got a line ball for themselves. It's Jody Donoghue now who's going to leave it to Glenn Malone. Malone now looking at his options. No great rush to take it. Now he goes for the short one. Player is showing for it. That is Conor Hearn down towards the corner. Back it goes now to Glenn Malone, who's had a fine game here. Flicks it to his outside. Naomh Mairtin have to be careful here not to.
Ball's wide.
It's gone actually wide. Just well, luckily for Naomh Mairtin, that was almost deja vu the way they were cutting in that right corner and perhaps setting up a goal chance for themselves, but it hasn't materialised, thankfully. And now Craig Lynch, who hasn't had a whole pile to do since his reintroduction after the black card, he'll be hoping to keep it that way. Now he's going to take this short. Oh, not a good kick out from Craig Lynch. And now a chance here perhaps for Shelmaliers, but a goal opportunity, and this one smothered by Craig Lynch coming back out, and the follow-up of a score, and that one is over the crossbar. That was because of a poor kick out from Craig Lynch. I don't know what he was thinking of there. The defender wasn't fully alert to it, and the man who has stuck it over the crossbar is Graham Staples, and a gift of a point there in the end here. Luckily for Naomh Mairtin, it wasn't a goal, but Graham Staples has got the score to make it now 2 goals and 6. That's 12 points, 1 goal and 7 for the Mairtins. Graham Staples' score coming after 23 minutes of play, but that situation should never have really arisen for him.
No, absolutely not. You were saying to him there, he hadn't had a whole lot to do, and he's still having a discussion here with Conor Healy while there's a Shelmaliers man down injured. But it was a relatively simple kick out. There was no one within 10 yards of Conor Healy, and he put it maybe 2 yards ahead of him when he should have just given it to him. And Craig has just made a couple of hasty decisions today, maybe, but Shelmaliers, he made amends. In fairness, Craig pulled off a great save and it bounced back, and Shelmaliers still came away with the score though.
Well, another short kick out from Craig Lynch on this occasion. Mark Whelan is the man who picks it up. Pretty straightforward. Here's Conor Healy now. On it comes now, so 2 points of difference between the teams. Just when Naomh Mairtin had got it back to a solitary point, a 1 point game, they give away that cheap score. Here's Sean Healy. Sean Healy now coming through the middle. That's a poor pass in the end there by Jack Murphy, and Shelmaliers have got their hands back on it once again in a game of tight margins. Their next score could be absolutely crucial, and Shelmaliers have won the free for themselves, and they're just looking to settle it down
back
now
to
as
15 as well. The goalkeeper comes back with the looks of it.
So the 10 minutes have elapsed with that black card. The goalkeeper, yes, is coming back out. And, well, the replacement goalkeeper, Aidan Foley, hadn't a whole pile to do. So Craig McCabe is coming back in. And at the other end of the field, it is this free kick for Shelmaliers, which Graham Staples looks like lining up. His team with the lead. Man showing for here, Glenn Malone, absolutely hugging the near sideline here. And out on his own, very slow to make his way off the field here, and Shelmaliers no great hurry to complete their changes here. And well, the man I thought was going off the field is actually staying on. Well, we do with the game resuming here. This is not the greatest.
Yeah, Cormac Riley, referee, he needs to see who's gone off, who's gone on, and get the game restarted here.
Yeah, a lot of dilly-dallying here by Shelmaliers. They're very slow at making these changes. Really should be speeding it up, and that's the referee's responsibility. He should be sorting that out and telling them to get on with it, and if they can't, then he shouldn't allow it to happen, maybe. And again, just don't know what's happening over there. The linesman now is talking
usually
with Cormac Riley as well.
Usually there will be an official slip wrote in and handed to the linesman, so the linesman should be making Cormac Riley aware that the change is made. You can't change your mind then all of a sudden who's going on and who's going off.
Yeah, well, you'll imagine for it's basic stuff, but
it's part of the greater plan for Shelmaliers. That's just frustrating.
That's probably that could be right. The crowd now are getting annoyed at this situation. We really don't know what is being said over there. Cormac Riley still having words with his linesman and 2 of the players as well. Maybe there's confusion over
the reintroduction
to 15
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because with the black card, the goalkeepers come back on, and maybe there was a bit of confusion over who should be allowed on or who should have went off. But anyway, we are ready to go again, and we have resumed. We have 26 minutes gone. There will be injury time to be added with the various stoppages, including that one there. So Shelmaliers now with their hands on it, and they have it through Andre O'Brien, breaking now. Just near side the field, decides to hold it up and play it back to Brian Malone. Malone now looking for the return pass. Instead it goes to James Cash. Cash now the short pass in. It's Shelmaliers here by 2 at the moment. Here's Jody Donoghue up along this near sideline. Sean Keane Carroll has it. He's on the march. Challenge going in. Here's Glenn Malone trying to control it. Still Glenn Malone picking it up. That was a clear pick up off the ground, yeah. And right in front of the goalkeeper, in front of referee Cormac Riley as well. That was a glorious opportunity of a score for Glenn Malone, but he picked it directly up off the ground. Another score there that would have made it a 3-point game and might have been asking too much of the Martins, but it stays 2 points. A couple of players down there as well. I see Gavin Mooney, who's only on the field a few minutes as a substitute, but also the Shelmaliers player down as well, picking up that knock. And
Gavin tried to get in and just get a hand to the ball or get a part to the ball, and it seemed to be a late tackle, and Gavin it was a heavy enough hit. Both men tucked there by the looks of it.
Yeah, so both players feeling the effects of that 50-50 situation. So,
but again, this will be suiting Shelmaliers. The clock is ticking down. I know there will be significant added time with the way things is going, but it's a 2-point game all of a sudden. So the Martins need to work it down the field, get a score, and then win possession again to force extra time. So at the moment, as frustrating as it has been to watch from a Naomh Mairtin perspective, it's working out really well for Shelmaliers, I suppose, from their game management plan. That's exactly what they came up here to do, to upset the free flow in Naomh Mairtin, and it's, you have to say, Naomh Mairtin have fallen into that trap that has been done. And Gavin Mooney, the signal seems to be that he can't continue here. So
it looks as if he's going to get a card as well as
a yellow
card. Yeah.
But he seems to be going off.
Yeah, just feeling the effects of that knock, and there is a change being made here. I don't think Gavin Mooney is going to be able to continue here, so his involvement in this game, short and sweet, I think. There's another change being contemplated here. Coming in here is 27. Thomas Clark now coming in.
Another man who hasn't kicked the ball this year.
And so he's into the action, and Gavin Mooney, I think, is going to have to... He's not going to be able to continue. And now let's see what transpires from that kick out. Here's Owen Callan. So 2 scores needed here, 2 points needed to bring it to extra time, or a goal perhaps to win it. We're inside now the last 2 minutes of normal time. Shelmaliers have turned over possession again. They've done it time and time again here in this second half. Down towards the corner, working it in inside. This is a good bit of play here. Can they finish it off at a point? This one is sent in, and it's gone from Conor Hearn, right and wide. That's the 4th wide of the second half. Naomh Mairtin just about hanging on in there now. This possession from this kick out, absolutely crucial here. This kick from Craig Lynch. 29 minutes gone, almost 29 minutes gone.
I'd still say there's maybe 4 minutes to go. Colin would say there's been quite a lot of stoppages.
Ball now dropping near side of the field, and it runs past 3 or 4 players. I think they were all expecting somebody to get on the end of it, but it rolls out, and it's a line ball for Shelmaliers, and that's playing right into the hands of the Wexford champions. Contemplating the short ball, the short line ball. Owen Doyle, the substitute, goes back with it. The goalkeeper way out. Well, almost as a midfielder here, way out from his goal. Very confident that he come that far out from his goals, and he's half tracking back now at this stage. Here's Jody Donoghue. Shelmaliers now playing a dangerous game here. Any mistake at this stage could hand possession to Naomh Mairtin, but in the end they get the free. That'll suit them down to the ground at this stage of the game. They have the 2-point lead, 2-6 to a goal and 7. Time running out here on Naomh Mairtin to pull this one from the fire. They'd certainly settle for extra time at this stage of the game. Very warm favourites going into this match. Second favourites to win the Leinster, but those odds mean absolutely nothing. You have to go out and do the work, and Naomh Mairtin have been pinned back, and they've really been in a battle here, but all is not lost, perhaps because they've turned it over. JP Rooney now coming forward with it, and that's surely I think it was John Clutterbuck has been brought to ground. The crowd, I think, calling for a card out of that. Clutterbuck is on the ground. Still time for Naomh Mairtin. They need 2 scores, need 2 points. Referee blowing his whistle. There's not going to be a card, I don't think, produced.
Well, it looks like that's the definition of what the black card rule was brought in for. John Clutterbuck in full flow there was cynically taken out of it, and now he's decided to come back.
Yes, it's the number 4, Graham Staples, that's been spoken to. 2-6-1-7, Naomh Mairtin trailing. We have crossed the 30-minute mark, and let's see now what the colour of the card is going to be here. It's the definition of the black, as you say, Fra, because Clutterbuck was running, and that's a second, that's a second yellow, and that's a red. So Shelmaliers are going to finish this game with 14. Staples with his second yellow, so 2 yellows equal a red. Will it have a major impact in the game? You wonder at this late stage, can Naomh Mairtin engineer the scores they need? They're chasing the game still in this second half. Time running out now in their challenge. 30 minutes have elapsed of normal time, but we still
definitely still 4 or 5 minutes you'd fancy, Colin, with all the stoppages that there has been. It's really whether they can work a score from this one or not is very important, to get it back to a point, to put the pressure on the goalkeeper, to force it an error.
Here's JP Rooney now, plays it down the middle. That's a good looking ball to Sam Mulroy. Mulroy now has a look up, and that one is drifting off to the right and wide. Well, you would have nearly put your house on Sam Mulroy in that sort of situation there. It was from close range, but connected with it quite well, but unfortunately off target.
Yeah, and that was the go-to. JP got it, played a lovely ball into Sam, and you know, you need to be nailing those ones from play. It's 22, 23 metres out and fails to do so.
Well, a very tense last few minutes here. Shelmaliers holding on to the 2-point lead. That ball skips past a couple of players into the path here of Mark Power. Now another of the substitutes in possession. It's Owen Doyle running forward here. You feel if Shelmaliers get this next point, that is Curtains, and they're running through the centre here. It's another opportunity, a chance. Oh no, that's a wild kick. I think it was Conor Hearn with that chance. That probably would have put the seal on the victory, but he's pulled it wide, and it stays a 2-point game. That's Shelmaliers' 5th wide of the second half. Naomh Mairtin just about hanging on in there. Craig Lynch needs to pick out one of his men. It falls over towards the far side, and they have it. Need to walk it now up into a scoring position. It's Conor Whelan now. Conor Whelan now flicking into his outside. Valdetti now the man in possession. Valdetti now through the hands. Here's Owen Callan. Shifts that ball down as far as Conor Whelan. Conor Whelan. Maybe there's even a goal in Naomh Mairtin. That would certainly be drama in the dying embers of this game. Here's Owen Callan chipping that ball forward. Looking for JP Rooney. JP Rooney. Can he make an angle for himself? Goes for the score. Oh, he's balled it right and wide, JP. 2 glorious chances. One from Sam Mulroy and now from JP Rooney. And he's put it right and wide. Oh, that's a dreadful miss.
That was a terrible miss on the right hand side. And you nearly thought he was going to go for a goal, and it looked like he was just settling for a point, and it very lackadaisically struck it, and it just went wide at the near post. Very disappointing from Sam and JP there the last 2 minutes to try and force it.
3.5 minutes of injury time played. Here comes the kick out from goalkeeper Craig McCabe. Maybe only a goal now will do for Naomh Mairtin to try and win this game. Challenge going in. That's a heavy challenge on the Shelmaliers player. He won't be in any great rush to get up, I would say, because he has the free for himself, and now looking very likely that Shelmaliers are on the verge of booking that ticket to Croke Park in a fortnight's time. It's going to be looking like bitter disappointment for Naomh Mairtin, unfortunately. That's the way it's shaping up, because the clock now is running down. We can't, probably a minute or two at most still to be added of injury time. Goalkeeper coming out again, Craig McCabe picking out the pass. Here is Simon Donoghue. Simon Donoghue goes for the pass, looking for the return. Simon Donoghue picks it up now. He's up over the 45-metre line. Still Donoghue now, a man who's made the forward run down towards the corner. That'll suit them nicely, playing it down and wasting up some valuable seconds. And that ball goes out of play, and it's a line ball for Naomh Mairtin. There might still be one final opportunity here for the Jocks. Ball played back as far as Tom Sullivan. Sullivan now, they need to walk it up. Here's Craig Lynch now. Craig Lynch now fisting it out, picking out the substitute. That's Thomas Clark out towards the far side of the field. One last hurrah here perhaps. Conor Healy, man in possession along that sideline, cutting inside now. Still the Jocks have it. It's with Conor Whelan. Needs to pick out the pass over towards this near side of the field. Jack Murphy, the substitute now, taking this one down. One last chance perhaps. Still Jack Murphy now has a look up, goes for the pass as far as John Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck needs to deliver the right ball in, dropping dangerously. It goes off the knee of Owen Callan. Difficult angle though, needs to walk it inside. Could be a chance on here. Jack Murphy, acute angle, cross the goal, it goes. Here's Valdetti. Oh, it's blocked, and it's ball comes back off the post. Valdetti once again. It's stayed out. Unbelievable. It's come back off, I don't know, a body or a post. And it's stayed out. Valdetti had the follow-up opportunity. How did that not end up in the back of the net? Oh, Naomh Mairtin here. Oh, that is desperately unlucky. How close they were to finding the back of the net. It would have been a winning goal, surely. Shelmaliers now bringing it at the other end. In towards the centre it goes. Shelmaliers now, and there is the full-time whistle, and Shelmaliers have won this game by 2 points. Devastation for Naomh Mairtin, absolute devastation. The late chance of the goal, the 2 chances of points. And Naomh Mairtin are out of the Leinster Championship. Their first defeat of the season, and it's come in dramatic circumstances. But Naomh Mairtin, with a couple of late chances to at least force the draw and perhaps win it with nearly the last play of the game. The ball, though, stays out of the back of the net. Fra were drawing our breaths after that. How did that ball stay out of the back of the net, Fra?
Worked so well along the side. Jack Murphy comes in along the end line, does really well, pulls it back to Valetti, and I said to myself, if there's a man who you wanted in the right place at the right time, takes a shot. I'm not sure if the first one hits the post, it bounces back out. You're thinking definitely it's come back to him. He's going to finish the next time, and somehow Shelmaliers get it away. And, you know, it's small margins that games are decided on, and I have to say it's devastating for the Naomh Mairtin players. But in fairness, Shelmaliers came up with a game plan and really stuck to that game plan throughout. Had their couple of purple patches. The goals came at the right time for them. They stayed under. They managed the game well when the Martins came at them heavy in the second half, and they managed to just hang on by the skin of their teeth. But from a Naomh Mairtin perspective, absolutely gutted, very, very disappointed. And, you know, this team had one eye on Croke Park, and maybe that's ultimately what cost them.
Yeah, was it a case, I wonder, of looking too far ahead, because the kind of normal performance we expect from Naomh Mairtin, we know we mentioned Shelmaliers' tactics and they came with a game plan today and it worked out to a T for them, but it wasn't the level of performance that we have come to expect.
No, it wasn't. And again, you know, Sam was excellent on his frees. I think he scored maybe six frees, but nothing from play. Wheelo got his goal. No points from play. JP Rooney got a point in the first half, missed one. So, you know, to come away with 1 point and 1 goal from open play from your full forward line, who has been so effective this year, really, you know, that tells the tale. And they still could have got away and stole it at the end, but it's going to be a tough one to take. Look, they've had a fantastic year, the Martins, winning back-to-back Joe Wards. But, you know, they had their one eye on something else this year, and they were caught today. They were caught big time today. And it's not like they didn't prepare for it. They knew what Shelmaliers was coming up doing. They've been working on this in training over the last 2 weeks, trying to deal with the so-called sledging, so-called time waste and so-called running of the ball, all the different things that, you know, that we knew was going to be thrown at them. And bottom line, Shelmaliers got the upper hand and the Martins didn't have the answers when needed.
And I mean, you look back that second half, probably ultimately the winning in the game for Shelmaliers. The start they made in the second half, they took the game to Naomh Mairtin. They got the goal from Banville. They got the next 2 scores after it, and asking serious questions at that stage. And even though the Martins got it back to a 1-point game, Shelmaliers, they were clever enough at times just to keep themselves in front.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and I think the goal. The second goal was the one. The Martins had them down in this near corner and they worked it really well. They kind of were happy, and then all of a sudden coming in at the end line, and you'd wonder, was Craig Lynch's, you know, maybe communication missed there, that he could have said, you know, calling someone in at the back post. Banville seemed to ghost in from the left half forward position, standing there on his own. He even could afford to take a touch before he finished it. So, you know, he found himself in 20-25 yards space. A couple of kickouts went awry from Monaster Boyce as well. Then when they got it back, just went with the black card for Shelmaliers, it looked like it was going to sway the other way. The Martins got it back, and then a couple of little you know, stoppages in play, couple of vital wins in the middle of the field for Shelmaliers. They took the sting out of it, they took the heat out of it, and another loose kick out then from Craig Lynch, kicked over a point, and then 2 poor misses at the end from the excellent, I have to say, throughout the whole year, Sam Mulroy and JP Rooney. That could be his last kick in a Naomh Mairtin jersey, kicking a point wide at the near post. So, you know, that'll be very sore for those guys tonight. But yet again, a Louth team struggled to make a serious impact in Leinster when they were hotly tipped this year. So it's very, very disappointing from a Louth, and especially from my own perspective, our own club, Naomh Mairtin, not to be going to Croker.
An opportunity missed, you'd have to say, Fra, because Naomh Mairtin, they looked absolutely perfectly poised to give Leinster a real good shot. The draw looked very favourable. They had 2 home draws. If they got over, obviously, the first one today as well, then going to Croke Park, and they were what people would say on the right side of the draw.
100%. When you look at the other side of the draw, there's St. Lomans, Port Arlington, Kilmacud, Crokes, Wolftones and Meath, you know, to teams with much better pedigree in the Leinster competition than Naomh Mairtin would have. And you know, last 2 weeks ago beating Rathvilly, who only had a 1 week break at a home draw. Then you're playing the Wexford champions for the chance for the first time to get to Croke Park, you know, and play in a Leinster semi-final. As a club, it would have been a fantastic chance and a fantastic opportunity. So I don't know, time will tell. I don't overly think that was the effect. I just think the Shelmaliers game plan really upset them today and really stopped them putting their own stamp on things, which they have been doing throughout the year. And I just think that was the thing. They had to come up. If they went and played 15 v 15, you know, there was only going to be one winner. So Shelmaliers come up with the, you know, they're a dual club, they're an experienced club. They've won it in 2018. They're a good side, and they showed that today. Their running game was the real thing. Their full forward line for Shelmaliers didn't probably cause the Mairtins too much, but it was the running game, the men off the shoulder, the 2 goals at the right times. And ultimately that was the difference in the game.
Okay, so there you have it. Very disappointing finish to the season for Naomh Mairtin. Big expectations of winning today and getting to Croke Park. It hasn't turned out that way, and it is Shelmaliers who advance to that semi-final in a fortnight's time. So the curtain comes down on Naomh Mairtin's season. Disappointing, and that second half, well, Shelmaliers doing enough in the end to see themselves over the finish line. Naomh Mairtin with a very late goal chance to win it in dramatic circumstances. The 2 earlier misses proving costly as well from Samuel Roy and JP Rooney, unfortunately, but it has resulted here in Shelmaliers winning this game and advancing to the last 4 in Leinster. The final score once again, Shelmaliers the Wexford champions, 2 goals and 6 points. Louth champions Naomh Mairtin, 1 goal and 7.
Thanks for the comment, which is great, because John just normally with me.